Bill and Joe show. Joe, welcome back to the show.
Back in the fold.
Back in the fold. Emma's not here today. Was she tied up with work? Or?
Yeah, she's got family in town.
She's got better things to do than do our show.
She says, I'm not going to drive across town and record a podcast for an hour. Okay? I just won't do it. And I said, hey, that's understandable. We don't want you on the show anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we just had a pretty long break. It was like 3 weeks, I think. Since our last one, 4th of July's happened, you had said before the show that you didn't do anything uber interesting.
No, I did the Chiefs game, the baseball.
Oh, okay, the minor, the single A.
That's right.
Single A baseball club. Okay.
Cardinals affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
And then fireworks after the show. And they painted this picture like, come see baseball. Baseball will end. And then see the greatest show in town right from your seat. An unobstructed view. And I'm like, okay.
Now we're talking.
They say it sells out every year. This must be a good ticket.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. You know, I'm drinking some beer. They're selling beers all through the 9th until fireworks start. So even if the game ends early, which it goes into extra innings, of course, and then there's fireworks going on, and they got the lights on. I'm like, turn the lights in the game already. We're trying to watch fireworks.
Nobody gives a shit about it.
Nobody's here for this. So they finish the game, and then fireworks are going off. I'm sitting right field, right in front of first base. And I have to turn my entire head to the right
to see the
fireworks.
Wow.
So they're not like centered over the scoreboard. Right. So I'm almost turning backwards to see them. It's totally obstructed because parts of the buildings and things are covering it. And
yeah, well, they got a big-ass bus terminal right next to the stadium that probably was blocking most of everything. Because they shoot them off down the river.
Right.
Not towards the Chiefs, so.
Right.
Well, that sounds like suck.
I mean, it could have been worse, but.
It could have been. There were two guys that I read about, two separate instances over the July 4th, that two guys lighting a firecracker off of their head, off the top of their head. And it was one of those...
like a bottle rocket?
No, not a bottle rocket. Like one of those ones that
like
you put on the ground, you light it, and then you run like fuck because like the flame that shoots out the bottom of these fuckers...
It's a rocket.
It's a fucking rocket. Yeah. Well, these two geniuses decided to get... And of course, their blood alcohol content was 4 to 5 times legal limit.
Well, at least they're not idiots. They're just drunk idiots.
One guy did it in front of his entire family. So his family got to watch, like... he put it on top of his head, and he was like, look at this. And then it just, like, scorched a hole right through the top of his skull and melted his brain. He died instantly in both cases.
He died?
Yeah, they both died. They're both dead.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, the autopsy, at least for the older gentleman that I read the article on, because the younger, they hadn't had an autopsy yet, but I would assume because they were the same firework, or the same type of firework.
Yeah.
But the autopsy said that I think his name was Richard, that he died instantly because the flame through the firework, through the bottom of the firework, just burnt right through his skull.
Oh my God.
And he did this like in front of his grandkids, his daughter, her family. It's a big stunt. So.
That's like that classic, what's the last thing the redneck said before he died?
Right.
Hey, y'all, watch this.
Right. So like that, yeah. So those little kids, they get to live the rest of their life scarred all the fuck because they watched Pappy fucking light up. Fucking. Oh, sorry, Shia LaBeouf is talking.
That story reminds me of something my dad just did earlier this summer. We're all sitting outside talking, having a nice night. Mm-hmm. He decides to get out the fireworks, and he's shooting bottle rockets off left and right.
Right.
And the bottle rocket, you just stick it in a bottle with the wick pointing down. You light it. As it burns up the wick, it shoots it up in the air.
Sure.
He lights these off for like 10, 15 minutes.
I take it that he's not actually putting it in a bottle. He's probably holding it in his hand.
No, he was putting them in a bottle or some type of canister.
So safety first.
Sure. And he's had some drinks.
Okay.
And nobody is paying attention because bottle rockets suck.
Yeah.
And unless you're the one lighting it off, it's not fun to watch.
Right.
So we just all keep talking. So now he's like, well, so this will get your attention. He goes and grabs a Roman candle. And he sets it up just like the bottle rocket. Pulls the wick out, sets it down with the wick at the bottom, lights it up. But a Roman candle, the candle kind of gives you the mental image. The wick needs to be on the top. Just
Sure.
And as it lights down, it shoots projectile fireballs into the sky. And he's got this thing on its bottom.
Backwards.
He lights it. The thing shoots up in the air, lands on its side, pointing towards his entire family.
Oh, my God.
And now it's... and everyone was like, oh, my God! The feet are up in the air. Ah! Ah! My dad's sitting there trying to stomp on it like, whoop. He kicks it, spins it around. Now it's aiming right at the propane tank of the gas grill. It's just...
Oh, my God.
He finally gets it put out, and and that's when his wife was like, okay, we're done.
That's a great story. Not as good as burning your fucking head off. That's a great story. Anyway, welcome to the Bill and Joe Show. The Bill and Joe Show is brought to you by Uber. Don't ever take a taxi again. Just use the Uber app for any device. And call somebody with a really sweet car, and they'll come and pick you up in their own personal car. And as an added bonus, being an Uber driver myself, I've never done it.
Oh,
I'm
so
registered.
you might get a semi-celebrity picking you up.
Yeah, I might pick you up if I'm in town and I feel like, do a little driving,
Right.
sightseeing through the city, New York or whatever. It's the perfect place for me to start, right?
Yeah, you do that. Now over here, you'll see that voice is so familiar.
Right.
Are you Bill?
I am. But one of the things, like I went through the training and background checks and everything, so they're safe for the most part. There have been some incidences, but one of the things that they suggest that you do is have a charger for an Apple and a Droid in your car, and cold water on hand so you can offer them a beverage when they get in. Hit them with a cold drink of water. Oh,
That's
you
right.
guys need a charger? Need to charge your phone? Boom, in like Flynn on that tip.
And don't splurge for the 2.1 amp charger too. Don't buy this 1 amp.
No,
Because you don't want some guy sitting in his car for a 20-minute drive and he only gets 2 more percentages.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if it even moves, if he's using it.
Yeah,
it didn't
exactly.
charge at all. So yeah, check out Uber, UBER. Download the app. Use them today. I've used them. My brothers up in Chicago have used them. It's pretty cool. But so 4th of July,
What'd you do?
I got the kids from my ex-wife and or separated, whatever. What are you supposed to call her? Separated
Estranged?
Estranged wife?
Maybe.
Estranged wife. I got the kids from her for most of the weekend. We kind of split it in half, and we went up to my folks' lake house.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to my daughter, who is 7, to get on the jet ski. And at first we were going like 10 miles an hour. That was as fast as she wanted. And then I kind of kept turning it. Dude, by the end of like a 2 hour of just driving around, we got up to 60 miles an hour. She wasn't scared at all. She loved it.
There you go.
And then every 30 minutes, she'd be like, all right, I'm ready to go in. I got to go potty, or I want to eat something or whatever. As soon as she was done with it, Dad, can we go back on the jet ski? And it was like, ugh.
Now, how many knots is that?
60 miles an hour? I don't know. It kept switching between miles an hour and I think 12. I don't know. It kept switching between 60. It would be miles per hour for like a minute. And then for the next minute, it would be like 12, 13, 14. So I don't know if that was kilometers per hour or...
What is a knot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a gust of wind.
Is that it?
I think. I remember because
It's wind travel?
Yeah, I visualize, as far as a knot, like being like a fist in a cloud for some reason.
Really?
I think that's how I've always thought of it.
I just pictured rope.
A knot?
A knot in a rope, but I don't know what that means. It has to do with I mean...
Well, it is sailing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're... you travel by knot in when you're...
On a yacht.
On a yacht. And,
on a boat. Boat? Am I saying that right?
Boat?
Is that boat?
So I'll tell you who didn't have a good 4th of July. Jared, the fucking fat guy from Subway. Fucking FBI raided his house this morning at 6:15 and took his computer and all kinds of shit.
Whoa.
Child porn
Oh,
investigation.
No.
Subway's Jared. Child porn.
Boy.
Well, they haven't found anything yet. I guess that's unfair, but
Who turned him in for child porn?
I would hope anybody who knew that he did it. But there was a.
I mean, how did somebody know? Or, like, how did they get the raid?
Well, he allegedly, or I guess this is true, but he has I think it's called a foundation called Jared for Kids. It teaches kids to eat right, exercise, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-oh.
Everything that he didn't do. Well, like the chairman or president, some higher up and who ran the foundation for him, was found guilty of child pornography on his computer and shit.
Oh.
And that was like 3 months ago or something. So I don't know if they're just, making sure that
Now they're
Jared's
getting
clean.
everybody?
I guess so. But,
Boy, that would be a huge black eye for Subway.
right. How are they going to, what are they going to do? Like, are they just not going to advertise anymore?
Well,
'Cause they can't replace him.
they have to cut him loose, even though he's
yeah, you have to suspend him right now.
Yeah, even
they haven't.
Even if he's innocent, they won't take him back
Right.
because you can't get back from that bad press. Oh, didn't that guy? Wasn't he a porn child?
No, actually, they found him innocent. They didn't find anything. Oh, well, then I can eat there.
Oh,
yeah,
I will support it.
yeah, yeah, you can't get that back.
I will let my kids go to Jared camp.
Yeah, right, right. But like, even to be suspected of it, like, there's nothing that Subway can do unless they replace him with like a family-friendly black guy that. Hi, I'm Carl.
I used to be fat.
Yeah, just different story.
Yeah.
There's got to be several cases like that, wouldn't you think?
Subway has so many crappy sandwiches. Like,
yeah, they really do.
I don't think I like anything they make there. I'll eat there sometimes, but I also eat at McDonald's, so I'll eat shitty food.
Right. Well, the Italian, the spicy Italian, I can't
Sure.
remember what it's called.
Yeah.
It's
It's like pepperoni and ham or something.
no, it's a pepperoni and some other kind of meat that I can never name. Jimmy John's is better. I can say that.
Yeah.
But there are more calories, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. That's why it's better.
Subway's fucked. Cosby's a fucking rapist now.
Oh, yeah. It's official.
Yeah.
How about it? We finally have
We
proof.
finally know.
This guy
Loaded girls up.
lied and lied and lied.
The first, imagine like being the first black like dad on television. Like, so many people grew up watching, and that was such a big show and so important.
And
too.
he's such with Fat Albert. The whole point of the cartoon was to teach kids morality lessons.
right,
And here he is raping women.
right, and he during this time that he was drugging fucking chicks up on Quaaludes, he was also calling Eddie Murphy to tell him to stop cussing in his act. It's just like, what the fuck? How fucked up of a guy is this guy? I mean, was that just too much fame all at once, or did he start off as a stand-up, or did he graduate to that after
No.
the Cosby Show?
Oh, no. He was always a stand-up.
Oh, okay, didn't know that.
Yeah. You never saw Bill Cosby himself?
No,
That's like a landmark.
I see. The first stand-up I watched was Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy just made fun of it, so I had no interest in watching it because Eddie Murphy, he was mimicking him very well.
If you went and watched it, you would think Eddie Murphy didn't do enough of it.
Oh, okay.
You.
Lillian. Shit. We're gonna go ahead and take a break. Coming up after the break, there's a guy in New York who recorded his entire mixtape that is coming out. It's dropping July 29th, I think.
Yeah.
He's dropping the mixtape on SoundCloud, and he's already released the first single called. You know what? I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't remember. Anyway, he recorded his entire album in an Apple store in New York.
How?
The whole thing.
So, can I help you? No, man, I got it.